Do you ever feel like you're stuck in your own personal version of Groundhog Day? You wake up with motivation to crush your health goals, but then life happens, you fall off track, and you end up repeating the same cycle over and over? It is so frustrating and incredibly common. In prep for this video, I looked up some of the stats, and right now in the United States, 75% of adults are overweight and struggling with chronic disease. And what that means to me is that this cycle of being stuck is so common. So what I want to do in this video is break down what happens when you get stuck, but most importantly, how you can break free. And this video is so important because if you look online, maybe you're watching this on YouTube, there are so many health influencers and advice about eat this food, do this workout, take this supplement. And all that is the very tactical, small detail stuff. And it's actually reinforcing the cycle of being stuck if you don't address the deeper factors that we're gonna cover in this video. If you're not familiar, my name is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi. I'm the founder of the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project, and I've dedicated my life to helping busy parents break free from the cycle of stuck and create lifelong health. And I've helped over 60,000 parents through my programs experience massive success like you see right here. And I'm telling you with a lot of authority here that we need to address this inner game, the mental game of health, just as much as the external stuff like nutrition, sleep, and exercise. So let's get into it right now. Here's how the cycle of stuck works. We eventually get a spark of motivation, something that inspires us to take our health more seriously. For many people, it's January New Year's resolutions. It's a fresh year. I'm really gonna get this stuff nailed. And immediately what happens is they take that motivation and they go straight into action. They hop into a plan. Oh, I heard my cousin got a lot of great success with the keto diet or the carnivore diet, or maybe I should join that CrossFit gym down the street. They get into action. But the problem is a lot of these plans are inherently not sustainable. They're a little bit half-baked. Yes, you're having that good enthusiasm and moving into action, but that action, because it's not a sustainable approach to health, actually creates friction. So you get some good results for a few weeks, but the pressure starts to build up in your life. You know, going to CrossFit 6 days a week, your joints start to hurt. Doing that incredibly restrictive keto diet where you're having no carbs, you start to crave the carbs. And all this everyone feels like is a natural part of getting healthy. It's supposed to be hard, they say. So as the friction builds up, eventually something happens in your life. Big stress with your kids, massive work project, something happens with your parents or your friends. Some amount of pressure builds up where the dam completely breaks. And this is where you fall off the plan. And now, all that great momentum you had feels like it's completely lost, and what kicks in internally are all these self-defeating beliefs. I can't do this. I can't believe I failed again. I'm gonna be stuck like this all the time. And this actually creates a deeper neurologic groove that keeps you in the cycle of stuck. And then you can be stuck in this pattern for weeks or months and sometimes even years until another spark of motivation happens. Maybe you go to your doctor and they say, you gotta get your shit together or you're gonna be in really bad shape in a couple years, right? And then it kicks in this new cycle. Motivation, back into half-baked action, then the pressure builds up. So this is a cycle that's running in all of our lives constantly. And I wanna bring this up because this is a well-intentioned cycle. We wanna do better, we move into action, pressure builds up, we fall off track. So it's coming from a good place, but ultimately is not gonna succeed because it's not doing the right factors that I'm gonna explain to create the cycle of stuck and transform that into what I call a virtuous cycle. So let's go through this and see how we can actually transform this with the proper mental gain of health. First off, motivation. It is essential. Because when it comes to health, we want to create behavior changes, which means you need to have a strong and deep why. And inside our Fit Father and Fit Mother programs, before we hand you any kind of nutrition plan or the workouts you're going to do every week, we get deep into motivation. We help you create what we call a mission statement, where you write down how your health is connected to all of your core values in your life. How health is foundational to everything, what you want to experience very clearly in 5, 10, 20 years, what the cost of your current behaviors are. We really want to strengthen that motivation. And all that sounds good, but this is a really important distinction. We want to do inner reflection from this motivation trigger before we jump into action. And so what I want you to do is deep self-reflection. Ask yourself these questions. Where have I gotten stuck in the past? What things have derailed me? When things get hard and I have fallen off track in the past, where are my chinks in the armor? Where are my weak points? What's easy for me? Is it exercise? Is it nutrition? What's hard? And what can I do better to break out of this cycle? This is just a small and subtle step to add more awareness to your patterns so that they don't actually derail you. because these are the things that are actually causing the bumps in the road. So we got to become aware of them in the beginning and then develop strategies in step 2, a sustainable plan to shore those up. So my big philosophy is that if living healthy is about having healthy, consistent behaviors, how do we make those as friction-free as possible? And I'm gonna say you're gonna need to create healthy behaviors, which I would call systems and habits, in a couple key pillars. You're gonna need your nutrition pillar, your exercise and movement pillar, your hydration pillar, and your sleep pillar. Like, we need to get actions and routines moving in these fronts. A half-baked plan creates friction. A full-baked plan removes friction. This is a super important distinction. For example, if your plan doesn't include a protocol on how you can eat out at restaurants, it's a half-baked plan. Because eventually you're gonna go out with friends, with family, maybe you have a work meeting, and if you don't have a protocol of like how to basically order healthy food, some general ideas and guidelines to follow, you've created friction. Your likelihood of slipping up goes up exponentially. A half-baked plan does not have a protocol for getting back on track if you did have a cheat day or if you did slip up over the weekend. A full-baked plan does. It has a reset protocol that you can deploy as a tool to get right back on track and continue to create that positive momentum. A half-baked plan is super restrictive, meaning, okay, never have a carb again. Good luck with that. Every single year, you're gonna have the holidays, some kind of gathering comes up, and sometimes you can just have some carbs and it's totally fine. It just needs to be the right kinds in the right portions at the right times. I'd say when it comes to nutrition, it's about balance, it's about consistency, and one of the key things that we teach inside our program is building behavioral hooks so you can win the day. So for example, a day in the life of our fit father or fit mother lifestyle looks like waking up and within the first 10 minutes you rehydrate. High quality water, which means clean filtered water, 16 to 32 ounces, and bonus if you put some minerals in there. That is a simple behavioral hook that gives your body obviously the hydration for energy and getting the system going, but it's also reinitiating this momentum of good habits in that next day. We're also huge proponents of standardizing your first meal of the day, because we figure, look, you're gonna eat maybe 2-3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner, or maybe you do intermittent fasting. If we can standardize that first meal of the day where it's really consistent and easy, you don't need to exert willpower. This is a behavioral hook that's re-engaging you no matter what happened yesterday, and it helps you feel really great. So this could be an amazing protein shake recipe where you use a protein powder with a bunch of ingredients and you make a really good smoothie with some fruits and superfoods. That's something our members do. This could be eggs and avocado, eggs and fruit. This could be an overnight oatmeal recipe. We give you so many options. You just want to find the things that you gravitate towards and love and make this standardized things in the beginning of the day. That's behavioral hooks. This is the essence of a full-baked plan. And of course, we give you the full step-by-step program. If you want to check that out, there's going to be links in the description for our Fit Father and Fit Mother Foundations that gives you the full baked meal plan paired with the full baked exercise. But I want to really go into exercise a little bit. A lot of people, when they have that well-intentioned motivation, hop on these super intense exercise plans. They go from basically doing very little to being weekend warriors, constantly crushing it, and eventually what happens is they build up joint pain. They're not recovering adequately. They feel run down from the stress, and then they stop exercising altogether. It makes no sense to do that. It's way better to train 2-3 times a week into like a moderate strategic approach with joint-friendly exercises for people over 40 and do that over the course of a year and constantly get a little bit better. That is the mindset you need to adopt with the right kinds of exercise. And the cool thing is when you start training intelligently, and we recommend these kind of metabolic resistance training workouts that combine strength training with some circuits, you're getting the cardio and the muscle and the mobility all in one session. They're fun. All you need to do is pulse these a few times per week and you're constantly making progress. So that is the essence of a full Blake exercise plan. And then of course, when it comes down to the next part of this, the life happens and challenges, that is still gonna happen, even if you're on a full baked plan. And I wanna speak into this because there's this illusory idea that everything's gonna be perfect. You want things to be perfect because you've been stuck in this cycle and you think that there's gonna be some external condition where all the stars are finally gonna perfectly align and you're gonna be successful. That's actually not how it works. The challenges are gonna happen, but in a full baked plan, you actually have a support system baked in. You're not doing this on your own. You're not just doing this diet by yourself. You have a team of coaches and trainers. And ideally, if you join our programs, you get all the amazing members that are with you in the chat forum, your new friends who are supporting you, a place where you can vent, a place where you can see other people overcoming their challenges too. This is the magic, because when the challenges inevitably happen and you're able to get the support to say, okay, yep, this was bad, this was a tough weekend, tough couple days, things didn't go so well, but thank you for the support I received that, I'm ready to get back on. Then you can actually re-engage into this cycle in a positive way. And instead of falling off track and having all the self-defeated, guilty experiences internally with your thoughts and feelings, you actually become stronger from the challenge. Right? You start to get more self-confidence. Dang, I overcame that. And you're building positive momentum, which reinforces motivation, builds greater trust in your full big plan, and then helps you conquer every subsequent challenge. And this is why health is hard up front, but easier the further you go down. And that's just like the tough thing about it. It really stinks it's that way, but it's very hard in the beginning phase because you're underwinding these habits and patterns. You have an environment that might not be as optimally supportive, and you have more challenges. But as you begin to work this cycle more and more and more with a full big plan and the support, you become more robust, and every subsequent challenge is easier to conquer, and you get to have the reflection from the deep thinking and the motivational part where you're like, oh, I see this pattern. I see that I slip up every weekend when I have a beer late at night, then I end up having chips, and then I end up having ice cream. Oh, maybe I'm gonna start to assess that and do something different there. And then you don't repeat the same cycles over and over. Yes! This is how to get out of Groundhog Day. This is the mental game of health. It is so, so important. As I'm gonna tell you this, when it comes to the plan aspect of it, there are tons of different nutrition approaches that work. There are people with great blood work and six-pack abs who only eat plant foods. There are people with great blood work and six-pack abs who only eat ribeye steaks, right? There's so much variety of the different types of plans you can do, but ultimately to succeed long-term, you need to have a virtuous cycle working in your life. And if you would love help with this, if you recognize and you're being honest right now, and you're even brave enough to write in the comments, hey, I have been in a stuck cycle, this is the stage I'm in right now, or this has already happened to me this year, comment below. I would love to chat with you and see how my team and I can support you. And of course, if you go into the description of any of our videos, we have a couple amazing resources for you. One, you can join our email list. We'll give you free emails every week with amazing health tips. And for joining that, we'll give you our free 1-week plan that gives you our sustainable foundations of how to do this, right? The way we approach nutrition, the way we approach exercise, and you can start to engage in a support structure with me and my team. That is great. And then every month we launch a new round of our full program where you get to come work directly with me and my coaches. We have a 6-week program where we build this virtuous cycle in your life. We start to create the habits and the systems and give you the support you need to see real results and traction. And again, these are the results our members are getting. These were people who were stuck in cycles for years, struggling with addictive behaviors, depressed feelings, hormonal issues, and just generally not feeling great until they decided to get help and take action, to get a sustainable plan, to get the ongoing support, and to get a team that will help them overcome the challenges. We're humans. We're not meant to do this stuff alone. I don't know why we think we have this hero complex where we have to do all it by ourselves. We actually do best when we thrive in teams with good structure, with all that supportive energy. So I'm so grateful to share this message with you, and I hope to have the opportunity to support you personally. Check the links in the description. Thank you so much. And if this video resonated with you, please drop me a comment below and like this. It means a lot to me, and it helps spread this video across the internet to reach more people, because you gotta get what I'm all about. I'm about health, I'm about family, I'm about love and supporting my fellow brothers and sisters. So if you support this mission too and you're on this energy, please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you on our free 1-week plan and in our foundations program. A new round is starting soon, and I'll talk to you very soon, my friend.